Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Shahryar Khan and my roll number is 1812. So I would be presenting to you the honor and revenge uh, in the lives of tribal men in light of the novel The Wandering Falcon and The Bride. So, as both of these novels are written on the patriarchal society in Pakistan, and it is specially related to the tribal society. So, in Pakistan, honor is a multi-dimensional term, and uh, an extensive variety of acts can be viewed as dishonorable, yet none more important than that which trade off female celibacy. So, in these both of these novels, the female celibacy is of quite important since okay, so since honor is a term or a code which is presented socially, so it is transient and one can lose it. So losing honor welcomes criticism and disrespect from the society or the tribal society you are living in, and it subjects the family to disgrace. And in order to restore that honor, there are some ways by which one can restore honor which is lost, and that would be to take revenge from the hostile. And the hostile in particular that if we would talk about is the female sexuality. So the concept of honor is a construction in accordance with some strict codes of socio-culture norms, since there are socio-culture norms which are imposed and which are inflicted on the individuals by the society. So according to the social orders, the female virtue or the female sexuality speaks to the family's traditional value, and to secure it, the woman who breaks these traditional norms, these values, must be murdered, and murdering her will uproot the hostile anger, and it would preserve and recover the family respect, and it would restore its eminence. So the best way to wash down a man's honor is to actually murder uh, for the sake of honor. And it would seem that the entire code of honor of the tribe, of the society, of the patriarchy uh, rests on the notions of sexual superiority and possessiveness. So the first example I would give from The Bride, and it would not be related to the female sexuality, rather than it would be related to the sense of honor and the feelings and the emotions which are injected in an individual from his early childhood. So Qasim is the best example. When he kills Gandhari Lal, it's not just he had harmed him uh, 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 by female sexuality, or there was something else. It was just that Gandhari Lal would abuse him by calling him as the filthy son of a uh, Muslim. So at this, Qasim gets furious, and he kills Gandhari Lal. And by doing so, he thinks that he restores the honor of his tribe, and in this particular case, his religion. He saves, he preserves, and he restores the honor of his religion. So second example is of when Qasim decides to marry Zaitun to uh, one of his clansmen, Sakhi. So when he carries Zaitun to the Kohistani region, and there witnessing the landscape, the harsh realities of life, she kind of decides to not to marry Sahi, and she pleads her father to carry her back to Lahore, where she has come from. So at this, Qasim gets furiated. Now female sexuality comes to play, and it is female sexuality which is used in the sense of honor of Qasim. And Qasim says that if you do not marry Sahi, I would slaughter you with my bare hands. So this is the best example how uh, honor in a patriarchal society uh, uh, is kind of fulfilled by the individuals. So yeah, it's not that Qasim is a rascal. Rather, he is tempted and he is compelled, and before the codes of honor that are inflicted by the patriarchal society on the individuals. So the second example is of Sahi, who beats, who shows full masculinity while not just not ke Zaitun has harmed him, but just ke he saw the Zaitun, his wife, with Ashik Hussain, a soldier, and she was laughing and talking to Ashik Hussain. And this is not a big deal in a normal society, but being an individual of a tribal society, you are to keep your to preserve your honor by binding your wife in a in four walls, and not let her to talk to someone uh, who is unknown to her and unfamiliar to her. So another example of honor, a huge example, is when Zaitun could not endure the to live there in the patriarchal society in of that Kohistani region. She tries to escape, and she flees, and in her flight lays a huge example of honor, and in which Sahi uh, tries to find her, and he gets furious on her escape. It's not ke he is thirsty of her blood, uh, but being an individual of a patriarchal society, he tries to preserve not just his honor but of the family as well, and he is caught up by the social norms. And when he witnesses Major Mushtaq carrying something in a blanket on his shoulder, uh, he tries not to press him hard because of the humanity inside him, and he was doing all the beating and whatever the treatment he did to Zaitun. It was just because of the patriarchal norms, and when he's on his own, he lets her off, and he kind of satisfies his brother Yunus and Misri Khan. Okay. Uh, so uh, she is died, and the revenge has been taken. But again, here Sahi is not quite satisfied, because it was the first time he could not restore his honor and preserve the patriarchal norms by killing the individual who had harmed his honor before all the clansmen. So, in the Wandering Falcon, when the couple flees from their village and seeks revenge from a Sobidar, there he thinks he is kind of compromising his honor by seeking refuge from someone else. So this is another act of honor. Uh, under the umbrella of a patriarchal society. So when the couple is caught up by their clansmen, and there the lover tries to kill Gul Bibi for the sake of uh, preserving his honor, for kind of saving his honor. That's the reason he kills her, and then he is caught by the clansmen, and he is killed by the chief of the tribe along with his son-in-law. So again, in this particular case, honor is being restored by taking revenge from the couple, or from those individuals who had broken the codes of honor of a patriarchal society. And in the Wandering Falcon, next is the example of Dawa Khan, whose cousin has been murdered by some men from the Kakar tribe. And when he reaches Job, and he sees the person who has murdered his cousin was dead, and his sons were not they did not reach to the age of adultery, and they were not fully men, and they were wearing shirts, uh, and they would not wearing shalwar and pants. So he abides by the norms and the codes of and traditions of that particular society, but he is disappointed of not taking the revenge of his cousin. So from all these examples, one can see that how much important the honor is, and how much important it is to restore your honor by taking revenge from the one who has compromised your honor. And this is all the patriarchal society and the tribal society offers. So it's all from my side for today, and see you soon.